I never thought my high school reunion would be the catalyst for reclaiming my life and finding true happiness. For 10 years, I'd been living in the shadow of my husband, Derek. He was a successful businessman, and I was the perfect corporate wife. At least, that's what everyone thought. The invitation to my high school reunion sat on our kitchen counter for weeks. Derek scoffed at the idea. Why would you want to see those people, Emma? You have everything you need right here. But something inside me stirred. I wanted to go. I needed to go. The night of the reunion arrived. I told Derek I was meeting friends for dinner. It wasn't entirely a lie. Walking into the school gym, I felt like I was 18 again. That's when I saw him. Jake Miller, my high school sweetheart. He joined the army after graduation, and we'd lost touch. Emma? His voice hadn't changed. You look amazing. We spent the night catching up. Jake was now a successful architect, divorced, with a daughter he adored. As we talked, I felt a spark I hadn't experienced in years. Are you happy, Emma? Jake asked as the night wound down. The question hit me like a ton of bricks. Was I happy? I returned home to find Derek waiting, furious. Where have you been? I called your friends. They hadn't seen you. The argument that followed was explosive. Years of pent-up frustration poured out of me. I'm not happy, Derek. I haven't been for a long time. The next few weeks were a whirlwind. I moved out, filed for divorce, and started rebuilding my life. Jake and I started dating, taking things slow. Then came the bombshell. Derek's company was under investigation for fraud. He begged me to come back, to stand by him during the trial. Think about how it'll look, Emma, he pleaded. We can get through this together. I almost wavered. Then I remembered Jake's question. Are you happy, Emma? I stood my ground. No, Derek. Your choices are not my responsibility. The media frenzy that followed was intense. Derek's lawyers tried to drag me into it, but I refused to be a pawn in his game. As Derek's empire crumbled, I focused on rebuilding my own life. I went back to school, started a small business, and deepened my relationship with Jake. A year later, I stood in the courthouse, officially divorced. As I walked out, Jake was waiting for me. Ready for your new beginning? He asked, taking my hand. I smiled, feeling truly free for the first time in years. More than ready. That night, at a celebration dinner with friends, I raised a toast. To second chances and true happiness. Looking around at the supportive faces, I realized that sometimes the hardest decisions lead to the most beautiful outcomes. I had reclaimed my life, found my voice, and was finally genuinely happy. The road hadn't been easy, but as I leaned into Jake's embrace, I knew one thing for certain. I was exactly where I was meant to be.